Welcome back to the Ag Bull Podcast. Tommy Grisafi. Well, we're going to do something a little different this summer. I don't know how many of the Ag Bull podcasts you listen to, but we had a young man by the name of Jed on, and we did a vocal podcast. The irony of that is Jed spent a ton of his summer helping me build my podcast studio in Nashville, and we were supposed to have lights on and camera and all this other stuff, but he had to go back to college, and we never got to film it the way I wanted to. Well, would you believe that his awesome college has a podcast studio? And I love promoting media. I love promoting people in agriculture. So we're going to break it down. It's harvest. This will be a great episode to listen to in the combine, combining some corn. I think you're going to like this young man, and to actually see him in person, you're going to grow to love him like I have. Mr. Jed Sidwell, big introduction coming to us live from Oklahoma State University. If I had a clapping sound, I would make it. I see if I have one here. How about a train whistle? Oh, what's your mascot there in college, buddy?
It's Pistol Pete. Go Pokes.
Go Pokes. All right, full screen on the old Jed Sidwell. Well, welcome to the podcast. We did this before. It was fun. I may have been hungover or something. I don't know what the excuse was. Nashville can get to you. Speaking of Nashville, you were the intern at Nesvik Trading. You were awesome. You did well. That was wild. You knew nobody, literally knew nobody, showed up to Nashville, and away we go. You helped us all summer. That was fun. All right, you're at Oklahoma State. You're a senior. You judge cattle. You love cattle. You have a background in cattle. I don't even know what price cattle were trading when we did our last episode. A lot lower than where they are now, and we thought they were high. But take some time, reintroduce yourself to the Ag Bull crowd. Mr. Jed Sidwell, folks.
Yeah, my name is Jed Sidwell. I grew up in northern Colorado, about an hour north of Denver, half hour east of Fort Collins, if you know where CSU's at. I grew up on a diversified ag operation there, where my family does a bunch of custom harvesting. So we're right in the heart of the feed yard and dairy country there. So we do custom forage harvesting for the dairies and feed yards all around the Weld County area. And then we raise a bunch of sheep and cattle as well. And growing up and throughout high school, worked in feed yards and around cattle. Had the opportunity to go and do livestock judging in college, and that's kind of where my passion for judging cattle came from. And yeah, I've had a great time kind of pursuing this commodity trading deal through Tommy and the boys at Nesvik. Man, it's been a fun ride just to get here.
You know what I need you to do?
Yeah.
Turn your head a little bit and look in the camera. Where are you looking? There you are. There's your audience. Hello, everybody. Mr. Jed Sidwell. What were you looking up at?
I'm looking at like myself, like you're looking at you.
I'm looking at you, looking at you. Look at your audience.
Yeah.
Ah, doggone it. You thought I had Mike Sands on here. You know, Mike and I, we be podcasting. What do you think of the Little Fat Tuesday podcast? Is Mike not the man?
Yeah, I thought that was great. I mean, that guy knows so much and yeah, just a super intricate level that's fun to listen to.
Yeah, you don't know how stupid you are. What you don't know about cattle futures trading, cash markets till you listen to Mike. Yeah, he's an absolute gem. That's the Fat Tuesday show, folks, on Ag Bull Podcast. All right, back to this show. Jed, you're at Oklahoma State. You're a senior. Are you coasting through school? Is school hard? Tell us about your college classes.
You know, I'm in here at my last semester, and the cool thing is I'm just in upper level finance classes, so it's mostly just stuff I'm super passionate about. I have a financial markets and institution class that's pretty fun, and a portfolio management class. So none of it's luckily is too challenging, but it's engaging enough to keep me working towards it. That's for sure.
Yeah, so you're not stressed out about anything. You're not like, I got 22 credit hours and I'm freaking out. Like you're getting her done. It's not your first rodeo, as they say, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm coasting right in there, like 15 credit hours, so it's enjoyable.
Good, good. How do you tie up from what you thought we do in the futures and options industry into what you know about cattle? What was different now that you've had a few months to reflect from being in Nashville at Nesvig and being back at school? What'd you like? Well, three-part question. One, what did you learn, or what did you think is different? And then two, do you miss it? And then three, do you think you have a future in the futures and options business? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was really, especially from like growing up, I thought the people that traded on the futures market were just people that traded corn and cattle. I thought that's all it was. And obviously, as I got into high school and college, I knew different. But the thing that opened my eyes probably the most were the outside factors that have no correlation at all towards cattle, be it politics, economics, diseases, things like that, other markets, how much they can change the market in just one day. I didn't know that probably going in, but I definitely have an appreciation for that now. Yeah, I learned a lot this summer. I think just getting to sit around super smart people like Mike Sands, yourself, uh, and all the other
Let's not
traders.
exaggerate on this show. We'll stick with Mike Sands and the other people on the on the. We do work with some smart sons of guns down there in Nashville and Memphis, don't we?
Yeah, we do. All the high level traders and then Tommy. But no, it was a lot of fun. I got to, yeah, just learning the lingo and being around that every day. You pick up on a lot. Yeah, and it kind of led me. I got my Series 3 accomplished.
Oh, congratulations! Hello, golf clap.
Yeah, yeah. Certainly wasn't the most fun time of my life studying for it. That was a, yeah, it's a pretty long test if you know anything about the Series 3, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the Series 3 is not fun. You think you'll never use any of those things you
Yeah.
take on the test, but you kind of use a little bit of them every day. I mean, there's the a little bit of the math, a little bit of the ethics, a little bit of the all types. I could tell you a story. One time I had a guy call me a few years ago. He's like, "I want to open an account." I said, "What business you in?" He's like, "Oh, we raise marijuana. We're going to be have a lot of cash put in the account." And all I could think about was like, "No, strike against them, strike against them. You can't take cash. You can't." Like, "Oh, that. Well, thanks for calling. That was so sweet, but I don't think this is the right fit." You know, and yeah, it's a wild world. You know, the world of trading's changing a lot, Jed. We got this Bitcoin, we got every other new coin, we got gold and silver upon recording this. Today is Wednesday, and we're going to release this. Heck with it. I think we release it tonight. I'll get it right out here in a little bit or tomorrow morning. But silver's at all time highs. Did you notice gold and silver and everything going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah, I did, and we actually talked about it in our classes today 'cause,
You did? Do
yeah,
tell.
yeah, our one professor was joking that, yeah, with it'll probably have a big impact on inflation. We as we're going into the job market here, we need to make sure that our, yeah,
Oh,
incoming salaries are probably adjusted accordingly.
oh,
Um, a little side
that's oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, it's interesting. The things we focus, myself as a commodity trader and commodity broker, I can trade anything, and I like volatility. But as a commodity broker, you, if corn's not busy, you're not busy. I don't care what they say. Like you could be a cattle broker, you're sure you're busy in cattle. Cattle are at such a high price right now that it's pretty hard to be really busy because people who need to be hedged are already hedged. People who want to get hedged say, heck with it, if I just wait one more day, they'll be up again tomorrow. I mean, it's a interesting market there. But I feel if corn's slow, the whole world's slow. I just noticed I haven't been going back and forth, screen on me, screen on you, but I gotta tell everyone, you look so good in that podcast studio that there's no sense of anyone looking at me when they could look at you. I'm here in Valparaiso, Indiana. Show you all where that is on the map, and we're coming to you from where I'm at. Mr. Jed is at Oklahoma. Jed, we're not done yet. We're just going. We're just a little bit through this deal here. You're at OK State. How do people get a hold of you on social media because they think you're a pretty hip cat?
Yeah, my personal accounts would all just be Jed Sidwell, but then, yeah, my family operates a show livestock business at Sidwell Show Sheep and Sidwell Show Steers on Facebook if you wanna find us. Yeah, we raise stock on the side for the forage and FFA exhibitors, around the country, and that's kinda something fun that, keeps us engaged in the off season a little bit. Yeah, that's where you'd find me.
I love it. I love it. Let's go back to class. Are you guys talking about this? How long will the government shutdown last? You guys talking about that?
Yeah, we're talking like, yeah, will it break the record of like 34 days or whatever it is? Hopefully not. Yeah, all the students are talking about buying flights back home and this and that. And hopefully it'll be back open by Thanksgiving so they can buy a flight home and make sure that they get there. Yeah, I have a friend that works here at Oklahoma State. There's a USDA center that does some like peanut research, and she helps run their research there. And she can't go and work and make her money to help pay herself through college. So yeah, it affects everybody. Whether
You
we
know what you say when the peanut research person can't do their job?
what's that?
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Well, and back to the show. Oh man, you think we'll get a job at a comedy hour or something? You
Yeah,
and I cracking each other up. Hey, you want to talk about some serious stuff that I found out about you? Good, bad, and different. But it's my understanding last year at campus, I was out to dinner the other day at our favorite Italian restaurant in Nashville, Villa, and I had asked you by chance what you had thought of the Charlie Kirk incident, and then if you had ever met or seen Charlie Kirk. And you, of all people, blew my mind and actually started showing me pictures and videos and everything else. But from a young person's perspective, tell your story about you know what you knew about him, and it's your story. You go ahead and tell it, Jed.
yeah. It was actually about 100 yards from where I sit right now in the Oklahoma State Library. Charlie Kirk came on his just tour to come discuss and debate college students. Yeah, he they gave us about a 3 or 4 day notice that he was going to be coming to town. I had an early morning class, and when I came outside, there were 5,000 students on the main lawn here at Oklahoma State gathered around to try and see Charlie Kirk. It was huge.
When was this, Jed?
This would have been April of this past year, so April 2025. Uh, yeah, just yeah, they give him
Oh,
a
like
pretty short notice
six
of when he
months ago.
yeah, yeah, not long
Wow.
ago. And yeah, it was shoulder to shoulder. We kind of made our way through the crowd. I got in within distance. I could see him. It was pretty cool. They had like chauffeurs and ushers going through the crowd. If you had a question and wanted to ask him, they'd lead you right up there and put you in line so that you could. It was truly an open mic and an ability to say your thoughts, get out what you wanted to talk about, get his opinion from. And I thought that was maybe something that was kinda lost throughout the whole thing. It was just yeah, it truly was just an open mic. Anybody could come through. It wasn't staged or prompted at all. Yeah, and then sadly, unfortunately, when that all occurred, just a few days before that, I was actually in Utah, judging the Utah State Fair cattle show, and I came back home and got the, shocking news of what had happened. Yeah, kind of a sad deal because it was away from my generation, I think, to have an open mic and an open conversation to discuss our differences, whether we agree or not. Yeah, it was cool to say that. Yeah, I'm going to be able to tell my kids someday that yeah, I saw him in person.
Yeah, that's a wild one. That's one for the books, kiddo. Yeah, I felt like I knew who Charlie Kirk was, and I I knew a little about him. I remember on the election when they announced President Trump had won. They showed this, kid put a red hat on and put his hands in his head in his hands, and he had worked so hard. I didn't realize how connected he was with the youth, and I didn't realize it was based from a Christian background or I mean, look what they're talking about doing now with the Super Bowl. Hey, you want to watch Super Bowl? Fine, go over here and watch Kid Rock and all these other people perform the halftime show. Like there's going to be the halftime show, they say,
Yeah,
and it's going to be the Turning Point halftime show.
yeah,
Some
it's
wild things going on. So tell me, for I was devastated, and I didn't know why I was devastated. I was at my desk in North Dakota. I was on a conference call talking about the Agbo website, which is now up, and I was on the phone on a Teams call with the developers, and one of the developers, his name's Nick, went to high school with Charlie and knew him. He went to, I believe, like Wheeler High School, or it's in the uh, western suburbs of Illinois, so right around there. And I had said, Guys, I'm sorry I'm a little off, but I think I just watched this young man, Charlie Kirk, get assassinated live on. I didn't watch it live, but obviously the clips were out there a lot of what happened, and then they pulled him down. I'm like, I'm a little disturbed. I don't think he's gonna make it. And then Nick goes, Charlie, who? Oh, I went to high school with him. Well, what's up with him? And they're like, Nick, something bad happened to him. And it started from like, oh, something might have happened, an accident, we'll see, to like, no, that really happened. And then I think it's neat you met him. I don't know that he's replaceable. What do you think?
Yeah, he was certainly one of a kind, and I think the impressive thing that kinda blew me away was his ability just to retain facts, quotes, Bible verses. Like, he could pull just so much information and data just off out of thin air and, apply it to a conversation he was having, and he was like a walking,
He wasn't always like that though. Uh I don't know if you remember during the funeral mass there was a college professor from a online university in Michigan. Do you remember that?
I can't say that I do.
That's okay. And I didn't quite understand, but Charlie didn't go to college, but he did a lot of studying afterwards. And so he wasn't like wicked smart, crazy smart like they don't think in high school. He was playing basketball in high school, acting like a kid. It was after that he sought out this knowledge and then he just took it to the next level. So for those things you're talking about, the Bible verses, the politics, like he practiced, he hired teachers to coach him and make him better. Just like I would hire someone to make me better at public speaking, or you would hire someone to, show you something in cattle, or someone might hire you to say, what could we do to make sure these cattle judge better? And you give them points and tips. But yeah, he is very interesting. I don't know that there's anyone like him. And I've really, since maybe a week or two after he passed, I kind of uh, just got away from it. Like people are like, "Oh, watch this video, watch this." I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go on with my life now. Like I can't get dragged into this weirdness of who did what or what's going on here. But it's definitely interesting, and I did. It's got me thinking. It's got me thinking a lot. And so when I spoke to you a few weeks ago, and I said, Jed, what do you think of Charlie Kirk? And you're like, well, it's interesting. I watched him speak a few months ago, and you actually at the college where the assassination happened, judging?
I was not far from there. I was in Salt Lake. So I think I would have been 20, 30 minutes away from there. But yeah, it was just, I had a flight out, like I think within 20 or 48 hours of when it happened. So yeah, it's like I got back to Oklahoma State and yeah, got the news of like the class I was going to next. And yeah, it was shocking just because I had just been there.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, thank you for sharing that story. I think it's interesting. You're one of the only young people I know who are in college. I don't know if I know anyone who's ever seen him ever.
Yeah.
You know,
I
so
know of 1 or 2 other kids that, like, had met him at, like, a meet and greet thing
mhm.
somewhere, but yeah, yeah, I can probably outside of my buddies that were here with me at Oklahoma State that day, the other people, yeah, not many.
Yeah, let me ask you this real quick before we go, and we won't beat this around anymore. And did you feel threatened at all or nervous? Like I've been in situations where like you're in a bad part of Chicago and you're like, we're in a bad neighborhood. We need to get out of here. That that rally or meeting or whatever they call it, was there like anger there? Could you see people are angry or hostile or
There were some people, with, like, pickets and, like, standing around the outside, but kinda not in support, but, like, it wasn't super threatening, and there were some jabs or some yells here or there, but I definitely didn't feel unsafe. The week or 2 after, he was killed, they did actually the Turning Point chapter here in at Oklahoma State, they did a memoriam for him on the same lawn, and we went to it, and on all the rooftops there were, yeah, guys in the military with sniper rifles and such, trying to make sure that we were all safe. And then yeah, that's probably when it dawned on me, man, this that was dangerous and scary.
yeah. We'll see what happens. America's by far the best place in the world to live in.
Yeah,
It's always going through challenges. All right, moving on. We got cattle. They're moving up. The price is going crazy. We probably did a podcast together 2, 3 months ago. We thought cattle were high. We got screwworm. Have you caught the media at all? Have you caught this young lady? I like her, but boy, this young gal here. This is Brooke Rollins, Secretary of Agriculture. She is stating that we are in the golden age of agriculture. She must be talking about cattle. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the thing that she's pointing to towards right now, and probably the golden age for the cattle feeder, especially being that corn is so cheap, and the best way to utilize it right now are on cattle that are going through the roof. I think it's a crazy time to be alive. You talk about the old uh, cattle feeders that I luckily get to talk to uh, pretty regularly, and they say, "Well, this is cyclical. It happens all the time." I don't think we've ever seen it continue like this for so long. The yield saying, "Yeah, it's the stairs up, but it's the elevator down." It'll be interesting to see if that occurs, and when it does, if it's that drastic. We're in uncharted waters, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was on Chip Flory's show the other day and yesterday actually, and I was just talking about this market media calls, and they say, "Hey, what's going on with cattle?" And my response is, "The market's open." The media call and they'll say, "Hey, why are cattle up?" I'm like, "Because the market's uh, open." And they're like, "No, seriously." I'm like, "No, I'm being serious. Market's open. That's what happens. Market opens, cattle go up. We all look at each other and say, why didn't we buy them, right?" Um, Couple things. This little son of a biscuit had something to do with it. Explain to me, us, the listeners. Some people are watching this. Some people are listening on Spotify and Apple. By the way, if you are, thank you. And click like and subscribe. How do you explain screwworm to the modern day housewife, houseman who doesn't understand it? And if and when they say screwworm is in the United States, should we be panicked? Mr. Jed Sidwell, stage is yours, sir.
Yeah, so the screwworm isn't just a new thing. We've had it in the US before. We had a big breakout in the 1970s when the screwworm came in, but it's not something that the American consumer needs to be terrified of. It's just like any other burrowing insect. It bites the cattle, lays its eggs for there to hatch, and what it looks for is a wound or opening of some sort. So you see it oftentimes in cattle around dehorning, castration, branding, things like that, where the skin might be opened. But it's not something completely foreign. We've had it before. My family, brand our cattle every single year. And at that time, we apply screwworm spray. And I think we have been since aerosol screwworm spray has been invented. Uh, it's
Really?
obviously something we wanna be conscious about as, uh, stockmen that care about the well-being and health of our livestock. It's not something we want. It's not something we're just completely, not worried about, but I don't think we need to be scared about it. This summer when I was at Nesvik, Texas Tech did a big, Zoom seminar over the history of the screwworm. That's where I got some of this from. And I think the quote I pulled from it is that it's not gonna be a big wave of locusts, coming over the border when it happens. It's going to be some cases throughout the United States where some cattle get infected, but it doesn't immediately just kill cattle. It has to develop and burrow and have a large infestation for that to happen. And as the old saying goes, that maybe your baseball coach told you, it's a long ways from the heart. It would, yeah. I don't think the implications in terms of cattle morality are going to be that high. But obviously, in this day of age of trading, where a lot of our trading information comes from the news and the media, it's something that they can plug that causes the markets to do kind of some crazy things like we've seen.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be, if they were to announce it that, hey, it's here, we're going to have an emergency meeting, it would definitely move the markets. I don't know how
Yeah.
much, for how long. Would someone not go to Costco and buy beef because of, to me, it would be, maybe I'm not thinking of it right, but my little dogs, they get ticks on them all the time. We don't freak out that a dog has ticks or could get a tick. We put tick collars on them, tick spray, and sometimes even with that, they still get a tick, right? You look and you're like, "What's that bump? There's a tick." We address it, right?
Right.
Could it hurt them? Could it kill them? Yeah, if it like bites them in the head or does something, or if you get Lyme's disease. But it's the dog's problem, the animal's problem. I don't think it's the human's problem. Correct?
No, no, it's yeah, like you're saying with the ticks, it's not something we just wanna bury our head in the sand and say it's not gonna happen.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's not something we just need to say the sky's falling and be completely worried about as well. I think the one thing that we probably take for granted as Americans, the United States, and the food system that we have the best resources when it comes to animal health products. I mean, every cattle producer has access to Dectamax, Permethrin, Ivermectin. I mean, shoot, even there's these things called cattle socks where you can put out in your pasture and fill them with pesticides that your cattle can go and rub on. And we have the greatest animal health resources compared to most countries. Our animal working facilities are great. And I think that's probably the difference between us and these Central American countries that it's hitting right now. Our animal infrastructure is so much higher that it's not going to have just this drastic effect on us. We're going to have an ability to fight it off pretty well.
Absolutely. And if and when it happens, you know who's going to come out with videos and resources to help you do all this stuff. Jed, as you know, we have premium content. This is a lot of the reason we're gearing up to do these videos. Super excited. If you're watching or listening, go to www.agbull.com. This episode's free because Jed's so awesome. We would never hold him down or charge you to see him. But if you're interested in educational videos, text on actionable alerts, cash sale alerts, morning research, afternoon research, and videos that truly help you be a better marketer of grain. And of course, we have some cattle experts at our office too, doing that video, Fat Tuesday, etc. That is premium, $25 a month, $250 annually. That's probably the biggest plug I've ever done with that. But reason I do that is because you were the one who were helping me gear up the office and the podcast studio and everything else. And I can't tell you how awesome you look in that podcast studio. How many people can podcast studio there at Oklahoma?
There's 2 rooms here, and, this room here has 4 mics, and I think you can rent out a couple more. Yeah, you just have to go on your student account and book a time, and it's free for you to use. It's
Yeah.
actually pretty
And
dang easy.
and the thing is, like, I'm not going to edit this video at all. So, folks, what you're watching, what you're listening, what you're seeing, it's not like we did anything to it. This is just us talking. I think people like listening to people talk. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's just genuine and wholesome to a point as well.
Speaking of genuine and wholesome lightning round, I'm going to ask you some questions. What type of podcast does a youngster like you from Oklahoma State listen to, if you have time?
Oh, man, there's a bunch. Well, of course, I listen to Ag Bull Media, had to plug that in there.
Ring the bell. Hold on. We got bells. Hold on. I'll ring it. Hold on. If you want to get a hold of us, folks, give us a call 1-855-737-FARM. Right there. You ring the bell. Baby. Go ahead. Continue. Podcast
Red
you listen
Zone, yeah.
to. Tell
Uh,
me.
I've been on another podcast with Top Judge. I'm a member of that program.
Oh, do tell. Do tell. What's that all about?
I actually recorded one for them in this room here. It's a group of seasoned livestock judges from throughout the country that have judged all the major national shows, have come together, found a bunch of sponsors to get in contact with college graduates like myself and kids at other universities that went through collegiate livestock judging to try and find the next generation of livestock evaluators to kind of try and make sure we're moving in a positive direction as an industry. So yeah, they have fun podcasts. You can go to listen to them. Top Judge, the podcast, I guess, is called The Sort.
Do you
Uh,
remember what episode you were? What episode number? Anything else? Or is it
I
just
was
one name?
I was on. I think in the first 10 episodes I was on. So
Oh,
um,
very cool.
yeah,
Sure, if they
feel free.
just Google your name, Jed Sidwell, and it's called Top Judge.
Yeah, The Sort, and then Jed Sidwell, I'd pop up on there. It's a great
Very good.
podcast if you're into the livestock judging and showing thing like myself. Just for fun, I don't know. I like to listen to I listen to Rogan. I was a wrestler back in high school, and he gets on some of those MMA fighters and wrestlers and things like that. And he's a big jujitsu guy, so I like listening to that. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu. All right, I'm going to let you finish this up. I'm not going to pop back in, but folks, my name is Tommy Grisafi. We have Jed Sidwell on. He's going to close the show with some really great reasons to be optimistic about cattle and being in agriculture. When you get done, I'll play the closing, but I'm going to let you close there, Mr. Podcaster from Oklahoma State University, Jed Sidwell.
Yeah, I think we are in uncharted waters, like I said earlier, but it's a fun time to be in agriculture. And I think another reason to be so positive and call it the golden age is right now we have the greatest opportunity to be in direct contact with the consumer, which is something we haven't had in the past. So, yeah, it's a really, really good time to be in agriculture. You can learn more, obviously, at Ag Bull Media. You can find me on all my social media platforms at Jed Sidwell. Yeah, go Pokes and go Ag Bull Media.
You the man, Jetsters. I'll see you soon.
Talk to you later, Tommy.